Hey, it's Luca and welcome back to the Transcending Thought Channel and podcast. I truly believe this video will be life-changing for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to practice surrender and live from a surrendered state. The moment you begin to surrender and practicing this energetic frequency of surrender, you will watch your life begin to change dramatically. Things will unfold more helpfully for you. You will feel more peaceful. The suffering and internal negative states will begin to leave you. You will find true rest. Surrender is the profound art of flowing with the will of life instead of constantly trying to fight against it. Most people spend their entire lives resisting their life. They fight with it. They don't like it. They want it to be another way. Very understandable. And it's also completely unhelpful, because the egoic mind, this is something I've learned very clearly, the egoic mind is always reversed in its beliefs. Everything that you believe when you're in ego is wrong. And one thing that the ego believes very often is that fighting with and resisting things will manipulate them to the way I would prefer. And it's wrong. Resistance is a lower vibrational frequency that prevents real change. By resistance, I mean fighting with things that arise in your field of awareness in the now. Something presents itself to you in the present moment and you don't like it. You don't want it to be that way. Or you don't want to be here. You want to be in the better future. So you resist your now, trying to get somewhere else. These are lower vibrations that prevent real change. Surrender means allowing everything to be right now, in the moment, which you can hopefully practice as I'm speaking. It means becoming more conscious to your now, becoming more aware of your now, and practicing just allowing it to be as it is right now. Very rarely is your present moment actually bothering you. It's usually just there, just existing. And it's very often your mind that's causing you to suffer. Your thoughts, interpretations, and opinions getting added onto the present moment is often what's causing you suffering. Your thinking mind, the consistent thinking. Knowing this is very liberating, because it's difficult sometimes to control the external world, but you can learn to take control of your thoughts. So the more allowing you become of your now, the more you practice letting it be, your energy field shifts to a higher level. You awaken out of that resistance pattern and into the higher state of surrender. And you do that simply by realizing that resistance doesn't do anything except cause you to suffer and actually probably make things worse. By resistance, I mean that heavy energy in your chest, the constant feeling of tightness in your chest, the restricted sense of living where you're constantly restricted and fighting with everything. Things appear to you and the ego believes if I fight with it enough, it will manipulate it into the way I want it to be, and that's wrong. It's not true. If you, however, were to be more accepting and more loving of all things that arise to you in your field of awareness, which simply means to just let them all be as they are neutrally. Let it all be. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just what is. And you allow it to be, your energy field would shift, and it's very likely that the more problems that arise would actually either solve themselves or right action would come from that state of consciousness, and you'll know what to do. That's the art of living in this world consciously. In the same way, the ego very often believes that desire will get you what you want. If I just want this thing enough, if I really, really desire it, it will materialize for me. And that is, again, a complete reversal of the truth. It's a delusion, it's an error, because desire is a lower vibration that acts as a repellent. The more you desire something, desire, I mean that frequency of really, really needing it, really, really needing that thing. I can't be happy unless I have that thing. That energy actually pushes the things away, paradoxically. But the more you were to practice not needing that thing, by realizing the neediness is actually making things worse, and you instead focus on transcending that feeling of neediness, and instead becoming more conscious to the present moment, Rather than focusing on what you don't have, you focus more on what you do have. And you allow that energy to be felt of presence, of being here now, of accepting and allowing things to be. It's very likely that those things that you felt like you needed will find you when you need them, but not need when they are required. Love will find you. Things will come to you because your energy has raised, your vibrational frequency has raised, and that which vibrates at that level will find you. It's always energy, vibration, and frequency. Resistance and desire are lower vibrations. All you need to do is be aware of them. You usually feel them in your chest, or as thoughts in your mind, complaining, or thoughts of I need this thing. You observe those thoughts and you watch those feelings. You feel them from within and you realize that they are actually preventing real change. They are making things worse. And in that seeing offers the correction, offers the atonement. That's how you begin awakening out of the egoic patterns. You merely see that they're not doing what you thought they were doing. They're actually making things worse. And then the surrender will begin to happen naturally. The surrendered state is practicing allowing everything right now to be the space for your now, for your present moment. This will awaken an entirely new way of living in this world. You'll feel more peaceful, you'll feel more loving, and those energies will cause things to seek you out. They'll come and find you. Life will work with you. Nature will work in harmony for you. You and life merge as one. And then the higher universal intelligence, the higher wisdom of this world, will work with you, provide for you. We could call it God, which is not a man separate from you. God is the one pervading consciousness connecting all that is. And God wants to serve you. God wants to provide for you. God wants to care for you. God just often can't reach you when you're in the egoic resistant state. So the more you become allowing of God's creation, which is the now, it's the painting that God has created right now. Look up and look around. That is God's creation. Can you honor it? Can you feel grateful for it? Can you experience it fully by being present for it? You will then watch as that energy is felt of appreciation of your now. The now starts to unfold more easily because in truth, I'm using language here which creates duality. In truth, there is no duality, there is just one consciousness. So ultimately, you, as the light of consciousness, begin to create a better reality for yourself. You merge with the higher wisdom of life, and then you allow a better life to be experienced. You become one with being, one with life. You and life merge. And life will begin to work with you and for you. You just have to make the first move. That's the power of surrender.